We're live. We're here. I forget to put things on loop sometimes, and then all of a sudden I'm just like in camera. So it's here. What's happening? Good morning.
Hey, yo, buddy. Good morning.
Turn this volume up on this side. All right, man. We got Mr. David over here on the couch. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Good morning, David.
Where's your head at today? How were you coming into this chat?
Feeling a little better today. Feeling okay. Got my main thing that I needed to get done this week done at work. Been a decently solid work week. Just realized we have rescheduled family photos for this weekend, so I need to go get my hair cut again.
Ooh, I get a haircut too. We're gonna get a haircut too. The grays really come out now. You know what I mean? The grays are out now, especially when the hair gets longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they shine.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Are your kids calling you out on your gray hairs or no?
Yeah, but I mean, I've had gray hairs since I was like 16, 17 years old was when I had my first hair, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
I think by the time my dad was 45, 50, he was like solid gray, so I know it's coming. I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah, grays don't get me. I will tell you, haircuts get me though. My brothers and I, I'm pretty sure up until we were like 20 something, we cut our own hair. Like we had our own like clippers, and we would just kind of like buzz our way through. Like we would just kind of like do our own thing. Not that it was always the best, but it was. Yeah. I had a really hard time when I sat down to get my first haircut to use words and describe what I needed them to do. I couldn't do. It was a really hard thing for me to, one, give up control of someone doing it, and then I just couldn't explain it because I was like, I just do it. So like numbers, like number clippers, I had no clue. Like now I don't. What do I always say? 3.5. I think, I don't even know. And then I don't know. I just have my. I have my guy. I get my haircut from this. It's this business. It's a family business, and these dudes, they're just Hasidic Jews, and so they're. I don't know if I'm saying even that right. I don't know if they're Hasidic Jews, but they're just very Jewish. They stop to pray. They stop to do all the other things too. Like they're always closed on the Jewish holidays and stuff like that. But like it's quite a scene when we go.
Yeah.
It's always kind of fun now. So I always go and see my guy. His cousin opened up a shop that's closer to me. And I always ask him, I was like, do you guys like compete? He's like, no, we all just do the same thing. I was like, this is a weird thing. So.
Yeah. And you don't go to the cousin shop?
I don't, because I feel like he's gonna tell on me. There's also something about the cousin that gets me. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. But the cousin shop, there's a reason why I think I wouldn't end up going there, but I feel like he's gonna tell on me. I feel like I have a relationship now. I can walk in, the guy knows what I need. But sometimes I'm always curious, does he really know what I need, or does everyone just get the same haircut? That's what I'm not really sure. Family pictures, it's the time of year for family pictures.
Yeah, got to get those Christmas cards popping out.
That's right. All right, what we got for gratitude today, bud?
Don't know. Sun was out yesterday, so I got to hang out on the beach again. It's windy, but like I said, even the wind, even that's a calming white noise kind of sound when you're trying to meditate. So, got to hear Blaze talk community sale last night before I got home and watched the Dodgers get smoked. But yeah, we're good. How about you?
Nice. Did you guys see? So I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but obviously the clips of those two guys that interfered in the game. My God.
Oh no, I didn't see I didn't watch the whole game. I just watched like the latter part of it, like the last like hour or so, and just realized I was just watching a clown show. You know, there was no chance the Dodgers were going to win this one or maybe even the next two because, big corporate's got to get that game 7 money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, someone jumped on the field.
Oh wait, you feel like there is a script? Is that what you feel to get it to Game 7?
Always,
Always.
every sport.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean again, I don't know. It's
You need
money.
your
I
money.
guess it comes down to it. I'm definitely not against it. You know what? You people do you. But yeah, dude, the those guys. If you look back at it, it looks like Ron knows what I mentioned. We got Brooke here too. What's up? But pop fly. I think it was out of bounds, right? Yeah, definitely it was out of bounds. It's going to the right side. He's going to the hitter's right. And then I don't even know the player. What's his name? Muggsy. I don't know what his name was. You guys can correct me. But anyway, these two guys, as the ball kind of comes into the stands, the player obviously is able to get the ball. These two guys literally grab the player's glove and grab his hand, and they're holding the ball out like it's Mookie Betts. And so it is. Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. So,
did they get the ball?
If they did get the ball, it's the last ball they're ever going to be able to get live in any stadium. I feel like it was horrific.
Did the player get the out, or was it like is there an interference call, or like that's
dude, it was. I mean, like people were like, "It's assault." I was like, I don't know where assault stops and starts, but I don't think that's what we need to be doing.
I think the terms of assault are a little different when like you're at the level of some of these players, and like your hand is considered like not what's it called? Like your hand is your main source of income. Like if a player breaks his hand, like if those guys pulled too hard on the player's wrist or elbow and broke his arm or his shoulder, like you're talking about, millions of dollars of injury, like millions of dollars of loss.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Yeah.
I totally think that. In my list of things that I hate to see, one thing is when professional athletes get injured, just because it's like it's their livelihood, like mentally, physically, financially, familially, like all of those things together. It's like the one thing, and it's just amazing to me that just like when Usain Bolt, says that like you basically train the whole year just to be able to run for however fast he runs for. It's like on the
couple minutes
in seconds really, right? But in the same vein, it's like a player will train most of their life, right, or at least the full year, and then lose all of it in seconds. It's like it's crazy to me. It always just makes me feel really bad. I was also a player that got injured, so I broke my leg twice. I broke my leg once in soccer, then I re-broke it again kicking a basketball like an idiot. So, but I lied to my parents. I thought they'd be mad at me. How fucked up is that? I lied to my parents that I re-broke my leg because I thought they'd be mad at me. So I said I fell off the bus instead of kicking a basketball. That's messed up. Anyway, that's what
silly child. What were you thinking back then, buddy?
Nothing too great, I guess. I don't know. Gratitude, though, guys. If you can drop Caitlin Clark. Wait, Caitlin Clark's assault resulted in expulsion from the leagues. Wait, who was it? The other player?
For the other players, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. Did that happen? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Anyway, so gratitude. I always go back to this, Dom. I'm always like, how do I find gratitude in the best way? How to practice gratitude? What are the 4 A's of gratitude? Do you know this? What are the 4 A's
of gratitude? No.
I've never heard this before. I just want to practice something new really quickly. Let's see what this is. I'd like for you to develop the habit of practicing the 4 A's: appreciation, approval, admiration, and okay, this is too tiring. I'm not going to do this. What is this? What is this here? This is Rochester in color. Rochester in postbulletin.com. I don't know what it is. Okay. Gratitude. I always go back to family, finances, fitness, and fun. So something in there definitely has to kind of be within it. I don't know. I'll go finances right now. I think that my wife and I have been working pretty diligently and staying on top of some things with finances, budgeting, and whatnot. So, I think for right now, we've been in a really smoother pace recently, which has been really good, especially with holidays coming up and whatnot. I'm grateful for that. That's where I'm sitting.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. We got gratitude over here on the couch. What we got? We got Craig over here. Gratitude, grateful for the BF community members who reached out to me directly over the last 24 hours. Thank you. Grateful over here from Ron. Grateful for hot water in the shower today. Ron, are you short on hot water showers other days? Are you doing cold plunges? What's going on? I'm not really sure always. What else do we got over here? Caitlin Clark. We'll give her a little bit of that. Other gratitude, though, guys, if you got gratitude, I'd love to share it because your gratitude is going to be helping other people kind of find it too. So, all good. All right, man. Where we at today with the reading?
Where am I at today with the reading?
Did you read? Did you do it? You're always good with it.
Yeah, I did. It was a good one. I mean, in the sense that like it's one of the basic principles of Stoicism of like focus on what you control. And kind of like what I was talking about, I think a week or so ago with my daughter is like, your mind's a pretty powerful thing, and like it's the power that you have. You don't control other people's minds, you don't control other people's actions, and you can take or perceive other people's actions in any way you want. Like you can take them as incredibly insulting, you can take them as like a direct offense towards you, or you can just say, that person needs to be doing what they're doing, and I'm fine with it. And sometimes it's obviously harder to do than just to say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I practice this a lot while I'm driving. I commute a lot, so when I see people doing strange things that like I wouldn't do, my first instinct is to just like get frustrated. But at the end of the day, like they're just thinking about themselves, or getting home for a second early, or they're doing a long commute like me, and they're frustrated as well. So it doesn't really have to affect me if I don't let it affect me.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this reading went for me. So I like it.
Can I ask, how is it a power? Like, I think we talk about this, and we always say, this idea that we control, you can control, but why is that so powerful, do you think?
So
I want to bring up a quote, or at least something I saw, because I want to ask a question about this really quick. But I want to ask this first.
You're leading me.
Leading without expectation. Just want to let you know that.
I like the idea of it being a power, just because of the word power. Like the word power has just like throughout history or whatever, like with superheroes and all that, it's become a thing. So like when you're telling it to kids, it's like, oh really, I have a superpower? And it's like, yeah, it's not really a superpower. It's just like, but you could think of it that way. And especially in instances like what this reading is about, like, it is like for her to sit there and go back to class and be like, yeah, man, look, all I did was stand here in my skin that I didn't even like choose. I just was born this way. And you magically moved across the room because you didn't like me. I mean, that's your problem. Like, it's like the opposite of like magnetism. Like, so anyways, what's your next question?
If anyone is not sure of exactly what we're talking about right now, but it's all coming from Ryan Holiday's The Daily Dad. But today, in particular, it was titled "Give Them This Great Power," and so who they're highlighting here is Condoleezza Rice. And so Condoleezza Rice, what was her position again? Do you remember? Just want to make sure I'm being fair.
Oh, not. I don't know.
Hold on, I just want to make sure we can say it appropriately. Former United States Secretary of State. So she was Secretary of State, obviously found a position, high up in office. And so really what this is talking about here is that there was a lesson that her parents, or that her dad in particular, really gave her in class when she was sitting anywhere. She was sitting anywhere. It didn't really matter where, but someone sat down next to her and then ended up moving. And really what it's all about is the fact that, she was black, the color of her skin, the person didn't want to sit next to her, so they got up and moved. And so if I can make sure that I am going to say this right, but like her father didn't go about it in any kind of defensive way. But Ryan Holiday wrote here, he said, but her father also chose in that moment to give his daughter some pretty counterintuitive advice. It's okay that some closed-minded person doesn't want to sit next to you, as long as they are the one that moves. And so I'm going to read that again just because I wanted to hit home with me, right? So Condoleezza Rice's father, when this happened, said, it's okay that some closed-minded person doesn't want to sit next to you. So I think this acceptance of like, it's okay. What are you going to do about it, right? I think that's kind of the big thing, because I know, I can get defensive quickly. I probably would have been more on the side of like, I would have thought about it in a different way at first until maybe I caught myself. But I think he goes on to say, and it always makes me think about here where I'm like, where did they get this exact quote from? Like, did it go this way? But it's okay that this closed-minded person doesn't want to sit next to you, as long as they are the one that moves. And so thinking about that, it's like, you can't make that person move. So then, the person moved on their own. Okay, got it. Crisis averted. It didn't matter. Person don't want to sit there and they moved. But what happens now if that person's sitting there and just spitting, venom at someone because of this, like, this person's just incredibly racist, right? What do you do at that point? Like, what would her father have said? I think I'm just kind of really curious about what that is kind of about there. Like what she would have done, what her father would have said. But I like the message. I think it's a great message. I think it's something where it's like, you're not going to be able to control them. You can't change them. Why say anything? They're walking away. They're leaving you alone. But now what happens if they actually do come at you? But I guess that's a different lesson for a different day. That's okay. I think I'd be fine with that. Did I wrap that up okay in terms of what we just read? Because I do want to share this other thought as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so pivoting, still in the same thought, still the same kind of like vein of everything that's going on. I saw this yesterday and I didn't know how I felt with this, but let's paint the picture of what's actually happening here. And let's see if we can kind of play with this thought, because I'm forcing it in. But let's say that this person learns how to manipulate. And I'm saying manipulate on purpose because it's part of what I saw. So this person this person that sat down next to Condoleezza Rice learned to manipulate the situation, and however it actually happened. And so let's say that this person got somehow Condoleezza Rice to move, with the worst words, or either with like some sort of tact or whatever's going on, right? But let's say that happens and it keeps happening. And then Condoleezza Rice, as a kid, she kind of gets upset, okay? So just painting that picture, right? She's upset, she reacts now, and maybe she, let's say verbally attacks this person, right? Because it's happened now over and over and over, okay? So this is where I want to go with this, because I saw this yesterday and now I want to understand how we can approach this thought. I saw this, it said, manipulation, right? So in this situation, I'm thinking the person that sat down next to her somehow figured out how to manipulate the situation, manipulate her to move, okay? But manipulation is when they blame you for your reaction to their toxic behavior, but never discuss the disrespect that triggered you, their disrespect that triggered you. I'm going to say it one more time. Manipulation is when they blame you for your reaction to their toxic behavior, but never discuss their disrespect that triggered you. So, do you think that Condoleezza Rice would be in the wrong if she would have reacted in a certain way, if this person was trying to manipulate that situation from a racist point of view to get her to move, and then she reacted in vain? Is she at fault in that moment? I'm just trying to think of the other side of it. And does it make sense? I want to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's always so much nuance to everything. So, first response is like when it has to deal with something like with racist undertones, then no. I'm trying to take it away from that and think of like, when my kids are fighting with each other, and like I know that like, the one of them is always, a little bit manipulating the situation, and like where they started it, but then they started it with something very small, and then like the next kid escalated it, and then it's like in a escalation thing going on, and it's only when it gets to a certain level that like the parents step it, like I like to try to let them deal with it a little bit. But then it's hard to get all the way back to like the first, like who started the situation. But I don't know that that's all the way into like manipulation like you're talking about. But
Yeah, I'm definitely stretching it a little bit because I think that this quote I saw yesterday before I really read this, and then I'm trying to kind of fit it in. I don't think it's too far of a stretch, but obviously, I love what Condoleezza Rice's father said, right? In terms of like you can't control them, and so it's something where it's like, you know what, let them do what they want to do as long as they're the one that moves. I think that's definitely an important thing. But what if they don't move? Now what happens? And that's just where my thought is coming from. So when Ron, I know over here on the couch here, Ron's saying, nope, call that out. There's a little bit of me that says like, yeah, call that out, right? But is there a tactful way to do it? I would agree that maybe there should be a more tactful way to say something, or it could be something where, David over here says, that's a narcissistic behavior. I would move from that seat. But then again, are you going against what your father just told you to do? But I think that just because, and if I was talking to my kid, I would say just because you move from the seat does not mean that you did something wrong either. It's like it's something here where you just need to make sure that you are doing right by you. So maybe taking Ron's point here, calling it out, be like, that's just really wrong, and then you're getting up and you're leaving, right? If that's the case. So I'm just trying to think of my own kid in this situation. It's a tough one. Racism tough. Were you talking about this yesterday? Were you talking about racism yesterday? Oh no, my brother and I, we were talking as two white men. We were talking about racism the other day, and it was a hard thing for me to be like, okay, where are we in this position? So anyway. What are your thoughts? I see you thinking.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I like the reading. I don't. It's something that I've been working on with my kids. I don't think of my kids as see. I don't know. We don't talk a lot, or they don't see a lot, or they don't. I haven't heard much from them about any like real racism in our schools or in their lives. So I think they're handling it well, or I know the schools teach it very well. Like, everybody, like I'm getting a lot of stuff that comes home, or a lot of stuff that I see online in my classrooms, the school, like when I look through the school website, a lot of stuff in there is very well thought out, like mental wellness stuff, like
Nice.
creating safe space, like anti-bullying, even though I feel like that's kind of a difficult thing because I feel like it's still there, but it's also sometimes it seems like it's a little bit more oversensitivity than bullying. Like even when my kids say it, like um, to each other, like, and they're just like kind of picking on each other. But yeah, like I think the schools that we're in are doing a decent enough job of everything. My kids seem to be okay.
Man, what a good feeling. That's so cool. Have
Yeah.
you have you asked them at all if they feel comfortable, or how have you approached? I feel like recently I asked my daughter that there was something that happened. I was like, "Do you feel safe? Did anything happen?" And I needed to make sure I gave more space than ask more questions. I remember that came up. Are you asking those direct questions ever?
Not too much, maybe a little bit. Definitely could do more. Yeah. But like I said, I was my our middle child was going through something, so I was looking, and like we even found that like the school offers counseling, like so she signed up for that, and I circled back with her last week, and she had said she hadn't gone in a week or so, so I need to check back with her to see if she's gone this week. But I like that stuff. I mean that they're making it available, they're making it normal. Like I said, I found it pretty easily, like in a quick search. Um, through like her, orientation packet or whatever. And, I don't remember any of that stuff, when I was a kid, but I
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
looking for it either. So,
No way. I think the only thing we had, it was a guidance counselor that I pretty sure was only looked at it like they help you figure out how to get to college or which colleges to go to, which I didn't even utilize at all. I had no clue what the college process was. Uh, anyway, we're coming up to time. I want to ask one question. This is the big one
uh-oh.
though. What's the chase candy? What's the chase candy that we're looking for tomorrow on Halloween?
We already asked this one. I said, I like mine's Butterfingers.
Butterfingers, man. You know what I did? I totally dissociated when you said that. I'm going to tell you why. My brother's here. My brother used to eat Butterfingers all the time. He would eat
Yeah.
Butterfingers, and Butterfingers would get stuck in your teeth. And then he'd
Mm-hmm.
look at me and he'd go like this, and he'd just show me, and his teeth would be filled with Butterfinger juice. And then just to this day, I'm like so turned on by Butterfingers because of how my brother ate Butterfingers. Can't touch them, can't look at them. Ugh, gross. Give me Sour Patch Kids all day long. That's what we need. So, well, I'm wishing you all the Butterfingers that you can possibly find. So,
Yeah, and not a lot of people give them out, man. It's very disappointing. Like I only get a couple, which is probably for the best, so that I don't, end up like your brother Jason with Butterfinger teeth. But I mean, I'm still a sweet guy, so I'll chomp on anything. So
man, Tim Tams though, but like Tim Tams, I feel like are like the elevated Butterfinger, which is definitely
they're
good. I
they're
see.
they're a cookie, but yes,
Are they a cookie? Is that what they're considered?
yeah, I would think so, right? Yeah,
I just know whenever I get them,
a cookie covered in chocolate.
they are delicious. Plus those red frogs. Those red frogs are pretty awesome too. I did eat all of them. I'm pretty sure I didn't really share them at all with my kids when I got them. So thanks, Nate, for sending those.
Chocolate covered coated biscuit. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
Jason, my adult teeth are suffering as well for all the Butterfingers. Yeah,
um,
100%, dude.
do you think the downfall, or do you think the the marketing of Butterfingers really crashed when The Simpsons became less of a cultural icon? Because it was so associated with Bart Simpson, right?
Yeah, I mean with Butterfingers, it's like I think what happened is like all these other companies they started like branching out their flavors or their twists on a different thing. Like Butterfinger's just a Butterfinger. Like there's never been like anything other than the Butterfinger. So whereas there's like 20 different flavors of Skittles, a bunch of different ways you can eat a Reese's, all that other stuff. So I don't know, but yes, Simpsons. Simpsons are still going, aren't they? Or did they end finally?
I was just thinking that. I was like, I don't really know. I
Who
feel like
knows?
I feel like they just have to be like pumping things out. The only thing I see with The Simpsons is when something cultural happens, and they're like, The Simpsons knew it was gonna happen. They already
Oh
made an
yeah,
episode on it. So.
there was an episode of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, that was great. Word time. Good meditation for today. Dom, what's gonna define success for you today? What are you gonna tackle?
I got a proposal meeting today, so as long as that goes decently well, that's the big thing today.
Nice, man.
Couple.
Well, I'm cross my fingers for you. I hope that turns out the best.
Thank
That's
you,
it,
buddy.
guys. Yeah. Mugs full of coffee, hearts full of gratitude, guys. We love you, and we'll catch you next time. All right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, gents. Later.